Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of our Community Access. Last week, our crew went to the Lakeville to check out the Maple Cove Bed and Breakfast. Then we went to the American Legion Post 108 for the 50th anniversary Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Picnic. All today on our Community Access. Welcome back. If you would like to take your spouse for a weekend or you have friends or relatives coming to Oxford for a visit, we suggest that you visit with the Lakeville Maple Cove Bed and Breakfast with their hosts, Jan and Mark Smith. Let's visit with our reporter, Terry Stiles, at the Maple Cove Bed and Breakfast. Terry?
Hi, Bill. By the looks of this beautiful bed and breakfast, Maple Cove behind me, I could be up north or even on Mackinac Island, but I'm not. I'm right here in Addison Township, and we're about to take a tour of this beautiful bed and breakfast owned by innkeepers Jan and Mark Smith. So come on inside and let's meet them. Okay, Bill, we made it inside, and it is absolutely lovely in here. And I am with Jan Smith and Mark Smith at the B&B. It's Maple Cove B&B in Addison Township. And I'm going to first start with you, Jan. It's decorated so beautifully. It's your heart and soul that you've put into this, right?
It's a lot. I've thought about it for many, many years and just had ideas from magazines and other people's homes and HGTV. Gotta love Pinterest and all the good stuff. So, yes, it is. It's been a labor of love, and I've had so much fun.
And you've done it all yourself, really, and it's taken years and years to do that.
Yes. We bought in '94 and had our children here, raised our children, and then when they went out, just in the last 15, 16, we opened in February. So it's been a long time coming.
And I'm going to talk to you about that. You opened in February, and you hit the ground running, but I'm going to ask Mark first about the history of the home. Mark, it wasn't just a little elbow grease to put this back together, right?
No, it was not. When we purchased the home in 1994, it had been many years since it had been lived in, and it had fallen into a state of disrepair. It took us 2.5 years before we could even move in, and the movie The Money Pit is a good parallel. There were a lot of times when we didn't think we would make it through, but we reconstructed literally the house. Some parts of it were built in the 1890s, we believe. We found newspaper on the wall from 1892. And then much remodeling was done in the middle 30s by one of the Fruhoff brothers, the semi-trailer inventors, who had this as a summer home.
So they were not the original owners or original builders, or do you know that, or have you been able to do research on the titles?
Yes, in fact, I called the Fruhoff attorney after we bought and asked if they had an abstract title from when they purchased in the mid-30s, and they did. So the gentleman that built the house, his name was John Butts. He was a justice of the peace in Addison Township, and his daughter in the mid-30s then sold the property to Harvey C. Fruhoff Sr., and that's when there were other owners in between. Ella Butts actually had sold it and purchased it back, but in the 30s, the Fruhoffs bought it, and they owned it all the way up to 1993. There was one short owner between Jan and I and the Fruhoffs. So.
And Jan, I read your Facebook page, and it's so fun to read that, to see the excitement and joy you have in having people come here. You got to meet some of the Fruhoffs, right? They came out here?
Yes, they did. They came out a couple weeks ago, and it was Harvey, right? Junior, yes, came with their children, which were grown, and their grandchildren. And Mark and I met them at the door and talked to them for a few minutes, and then we sort of just let them wander because they were reminiscing, and it was so sweet to watch them just go in rooms, and this was Grandma's bedroom, or, you know, they told a little story about we were standing in the billiards room, which was their parlor at that time, and the girls secretly told me quietly, don't tell their mom, that they used to bring their ponies into the house. And I'm like, I won't tell your mom, but I am telling everybody that that didn't happen when we left here.
It's big enough. It probably you could hide a pony in this.
I'm sure, yes. So
Now, as far as so in February of 2016, it became a bed and breakfast. I'll ask you about the process of that with the township in a few minutes. But what has been your biggest surprise? And this isn't something that you did before, right?
no, we've gone to a few bed and breakfasts, but we've known since we bought the house, we purchased the house, that we wanted to do that. It's just one of our things that Mark and I feel like we're okay at. You know, we like to do it, and it gives us joy. And we wanted the house to stay alive in all of its state. And we thought, what a nice way to do that by having people, you know, live in it besides just him and I and our children when they come. So, yeah, I think the biggest surprise for us is just how busy we are so quickly. We thought it would take a little bit to build and build. And I've had, we're part of a forum, a Lake to Lake Bed and Breakfast Association. And they are wonderful. They're on Facebook. They're my forum friends. If you have a question, you just ask. And I mean, in seconds, people are responding and giving you advice. And so that's been very, very helpful, being a part of an organization and a community like that. So we've loved it.
And now, is that the same community? You've been accepted to the American. Is that the same?
It is the same thing. Yes, they do a process. They come out and they check your house out, and it's a couple pages worth of things that questions you have to answer, and they look through everything, and they give you suggestions about things that you might want to do, whether it's ADA compliance or some safety things. But when the Mickey and her husband, I don't remember his name, Mark, you came out, and very, very nice couple. They are inn-sitters. They never owned an inn themselves, but they are who go to different inns. And she was really sweet. And the minute they walked in, they're like, we're not here to white glove your house. We're just here to look through it and, you know, to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. And I like that, too, because being part of that community keeps us accountable to a higher standard, and I think that's important for Mark and I.
I think you've set the bar pretty high. It's so beautiful in here. Okay, so Jan mentioned ADA compliant. This is the first B&B in Addison Township? Did you pave the way?
Well, we've been told that it's the first. There was talk that there might have been one years ago that closed. We don't know for sure, but we think we are the first in recent times to be here in Addison Township. And the process was not difficult. It just took a lot of persistence and time. Bed and breakfast is what is called a special use permit in any zoning. So we got an application that's the same application they would have handed a nuclear power facility had they said they wanted to locate in Addison Township. So it can be a little overwhelming when you see all that paperwork, yes. But the township government people were wonderful to work for. They encouraged us, they helped us, they made sure that we met, you know, all the rules and regulations. And it took us a couple of years to get through it all. But fortunately, during that time, we weren't ready to open anyway. So we were doing it as we were getting ready and preparing, and the process went very, very well. So that was great. We aren't ADA compliant. Those are some of the things that, because it was a home first and we weren't situated to facilitate that, we didn't have to bring it up to those standards. So, you know, unfortunately, we would like to serve those people if we could, but it just doesn't work out in a setting like this. So.
And so as far as B&B is concerned, you have that option. You're not forced by any association or standard as far as a B&B is concerned.
No, we were not. None of the associations require it. In fact, I don't know that we've been to maybe only one B&B that even has facilities like that. Most of them do not. So, yeah.
So you did a lot of shopping around. You did a lot of B&B visiting ahead of time, right?
Yes, we did. Not too many, though. We went back to our favorites a few times, which was up in Interlaken. And we've been in Traverse City, and there used to be one on Mound Road that we went to for Mark's 30th birthday. That was the first experience with a B&B that kind of set the stage for it. And it was the same way as our houses. It was called the Carriage House. And older home. So it just was like our house. She did kind of the same thing, antiques and moderner furniture, and it was just really a nice setup. So, but I know that when we do travel, I think we will be visiting a lot more if it's something that we can do just to meet other people, because there's a lot of people who aren't part of an association. I'd love to get to know and pick their brains as well. So.
And you've had a good turnout. You've had up to 40 some guests.
We are probably now reaching at the 60 guest mark. Yes, since February. It's been beautiful.
Well, yeah, we had a chance to chat the other day, and you have met people even from Europe. What is your best memory of not just one particular guest, but what surprises you in favor of having people into your home? That's kind of a unique experience.
We had a couple ladies from Chicago come in, and I think I have a lot of favorites, but they were just so sweet. And one of the funniest thing about them is they would text me. I'd be in the other room, and they'd be upstairs or something. They're texting me, and they just one more question. So it became quite a joke. And they extended their stay from the original 2 to at least 4 days, because they wanted some time away, and they were very busy. And I just had to laugh, because when they emailed me afterwards, they're like, just one more question. And I'm like, it's going to never stop. It's so cute. And then what I'm learning is Mark and I are overcookers. So we love to cook, but I think everyone's going, oh, this is so much food. And I'm always like, well, you have to, your parents would say you got to finish everything on your plate. So I am learning we need to scale back a little bit. But we have so much fun that, it's hard not to, put a spread out.
So walk me through that process. For those of us, I have been in a bed and breakfast, but only one. But people that are not familiar with how that works.
Yep, and what we do is when we get our initial email or a booking, then I start our relationship right away by asking, you have to know what if there's food restrictions or allergies or even things that you don't think about, textiles or scents, because I like candles so I have to be very careful of that. And by the time that they get here after doing that, then we know who likes what. And people are very honest about, I don't like this, or this is my favorite. And sometimes we'll try not, if someone says this is my favorite dish, sometimes we won't do it, because we're like, oh my gosh, can you ever live up to that? Yeah. So we try to give them a new favorite. But by the time they come, and then we try to always do a fruit and a sweet. And then we're big meat eaters, so we're like, you got to have a lot of breakfast meat. So we do a full breakfast just because we're most comfortable with that. And we always ask them what time you would like to eat too. And if we have a lot of people at the same time, we'll just say, well, so-and-so's eating at 8:30. Would you like to do that? And sometimes people want to eat in a group, because that's that community. They want to meet other people too. Sure. Yep. And other times they'll just, if they're young or they just got married or something, they're a little more private. So it's been fun too to do that.
Well, Mark, you're not just a chef here. You also have a day job, right?
I do. Yeah, well, Jan and I have a company. We distribute pet food in Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, and we've done that for about 30 years now. In fact, this is our 30th anniversary year. So thank you. That keeps us very busy during the day, and me very busy. And Jan has slowed down in that regard a little bit to spend more time here at the bed and breakfast, and our son and son-in-law and daughter are in the business with us there. So it's really wonderful that we're able to do both right now.
And it's a local business, and this is a local business, so you're bringing a lot into our economy, and I want to thank you for that, and thank you for that. And we're going to go take a tour of your house. We'll be back.
What a beautiful home, the Maple Cove Bed and Breakfast. Next up, a crew went to the American Legion Post 108 for their 50th anniversary Welcome Home Vietnam Veteran Picnic. With that story is a reporter, Susan Bork. Susan?
We're here at the American Legion with some very important people around me, so I'm going to get some introductions. We'll start over here. What's your name?
Mitch Louth,
And
Ellen Jackson.
Corbin Chapman, Detachment Commander of Sons.
Carney Jackson, past Department Commander.
Larry Money, current Department Commander, Department of Michigan.
all right, Larry, tell us about this wonderful day that we're having here.
Well, actually, we were invited out by the Post to participate in their Vietnam Veterans Reunion, and it's been a great turnout. We've had a great time, and on behalf of the American Legion, we just want to say thank you to the Oxford Post for having us here, and all of the people who've participated in this program. It's a great turnout, and I think some of the accolades have to be given to the Afghan vet who actually wanted this program to come to fruition. He's an inspiration to all veterans, and especially the Vietnam veterans, because when we came home, this was not the case. And we truly appreciate everything that the Post has done. And if you need to talk to this young man, this is a young man who basically asked that this be done. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Can I get your name?
My name is Darren Hafley.
Darren, thank you so much, and thank all of you for serving for us and having a great day. What's your name?
Sabrina Towns.
And Sabrina, what are you doing here today?
I'm the honorary junior president for the Department of Michigan.
Well, congratulations. Is this one of your first big events?
No, yesterday we went on the 16th district tour.
Okay. Well, great job, and I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job here as well today, and thank you so much. And thank you, all of you. Just let's have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, ladies, I've been told I need to ask about your hat. Tell me why you're wearing that hat today.
I'm wearing this hat because my auxiliary mom, her project is Hats Off to the Veterans.
And what is Hats Off to the Veterans?
It's hats off to our veterans. What it is I'm celebrating thank you to the veterans, and we have a project that we are raising funds for, which is the Michigan Returning and Wounded Warriors Project. And 100% of those proceeds that goes to the Michigan Returning and Wounded Warriors.
Okay. How can we support you with this project?
Funds, monetary funds. You can reach me at the Michigan American Legion, Department of Michigan in Lansing. So, and I also have a phone number, but I'm not going to give that over the air. But my email is sleepy1960@yahoo.com. So if anybody wants to contact me through there, I can respond to them.
And they can always come down here and ask for you as well.
Absolutely. You can contact Pat Bliss, and Pat Bliss will make sure, because she's my unit president. I do belong to this unit. And she'll get it right to me to any of the questions that somebody needs, or if they're going to donate, it would be wonderful, and I would truly appreciate that. And I know that the Wounded Warriors would too. So.
Okay, well, good job with the hat, because now I know. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We're here with Pat Bliss. How are you, Pat?
I'm fine, and welcome to Post 108.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to honor these wonderful people who have served, especially on a day like today.
Absolutely. It's been a beautiful day, a beautiful turnout, and lots of good camaraderie.
Well, we know you do a lot down here for the Post, so you want to tell us a little bit about what went into putting this day together?
Yeah, Darren, I think you met him. I drove school bus, and he rode my bus. And when I retired, and I was down to my credit union, I was coming out, and he was going in, and he said, "Pat," and I said, "Yeah," and he said, "I rode your bus," and I said, "Well, I've had so many that, after 45 years that I didn't recognize who he was, and I asked him his name, and I said, oh yeah, I know right where you live, and I said, how are you? And he said, fine. I said, well, I finally retired, and he said, well, I'm retired too, and I said,
Awful young man for being retired.
awfully young to be retired, and he said, I was stationed in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I have an injury, and so I cannot work anymore. And I said, okay. I said, is there anything, I belong to the American Legion, is there anything I can do for you? And he said, no, I'm fine. He said, but thank you for asking. And he turned around and he started in, he went in the door and he come back out and he said, yes, there is. He said, would you see about getting a welcome home party for all the Vietnam veterans in Oxford and around that never got one?
Such a fabulous idea. What a wonderful young man.
See that I can do that, And I went out and sat in my car and cried for I don't know how long, and finally I got to get myself composed to go home.
And for him to think of that, it's just how wonderful.
He wasn't thinking about him. He said, but they never received anything, around here.
It's true. It's been a long time coming.
It has. Very long. Yes.
Well, it's been a wonderful day here today.
Oh, yes.
A lot of great people.
Wonderful time. A lot of good food, a lot of good music, and a lot of good everything, and everybody gets to visit. And,
Yeah. You had some really great sponsors today, too, right?
Yes, we did. That's what I'm talking about, our donor board back there. It's really great, yeah.
We'll make sure that we give them some credit for this day as well.
Absolutely. We have a lot of them, and all of them are going to receive thank you letters from us and things like that. So.
Well, you know that we all appreciate how much work that you do for everybody down here as well.
Well, we have a wonderful post. It's very family orientated, and my auxiliary, I couldn't be if it wasn't for them. They are the backbone of me.
Well, big round of thank yous to everyone.
Wonderful. All my girls are wonderful, and all the guys are wonderful too, but I really love my girls.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Pat.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me, and I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me, and I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Real good. How you doing?
Good. Are you having a good time today?
Oh, wonderful time here.
All right.
So great to see all our veterans here.
Yes. Yes. And you're one of them, correct?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us when and where you served?
I was in the Air Force 1967 to 71, and I was in Vietnam from July 69 to July 70.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and so glad to have you here today, and I hope you have a good time.
I am a great time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, sir. What's your name?
Don Perella.
Hi, Don. You're a veteran here today, correct?
Oh, yes.
And how is the day going?
It's going great. It's
Yeah?
super. Everything's been wonderful.
Would you mind telling us when and where you served?
I was in the Marine Corps, and I was in from 66 to 70, but I was in Vietnam in 69 and 70.
Okay, all right. So you got a lot of friends and a lot of family and good folks around you today, right?
A bunch, yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good thing that they're doing with this welcome home.
I was very happy. It's just wonderful.
Looks like the food's pretty good too, huh? Yeah. All right, well, we hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for serving.
80.
Hi there, sir. How are you?
I am fine. Upright and kicking.
Good. What's your name?
Jose Durazo,
Jose, tell us when and where you served, if you would.
59 to 66. Selfridge, Oxnard, Chanute, Cambodia, Azores, 80. Oxnard, and there's another base.
Boy, that's a list.
Well, I was attached to a fighter squadron, and the fighter squadron moves, you move.
Sure.
And that was many years ago where some of my brothers there, we were sent places, I don't even know where we were. They don't tell you where you're going.
No.
No, you just go. You just go, and I'm just very fortunate I come back in one piece.
Yes, sir.
Some of our brothers did.
Of course.
And I call all these guys here, even though they were from different branches, we're brothers. We are brothers.
Yes, sir. Well, we thank you very much for your service, and I hope you're having a great day today.
Oh, I had a good day. I played with a good band. We had a good time.
Well, we missed the band, darn it.
We were playing there. We started at 12 o'clock,
All right, well.
A lot of compliments. Fellows here. Hey, some are quite surprised because I belong to this post too.
Yeah.
108. And they come up and say, one of the quotes was, you guys are really good. And I says, I told you guys we were good a couple months ago. So I got.
Well, I'm glad you showed them.
Yeah. We got a lot of compliments that way. They were surprised, They thought that we'd be I call it a noise band. I says, no, we're not a noise band. And I says, yeah, we consider ourselves an orchestra.
All right. Well, we're going to have to make sure we come back and hear that.
Oh, yeah, you'll hear it.
Okay.
I talked to Sandy, and she says that she was glad as soon as she heard our first piece that we played that she was glad that she made the right choice.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and thank you so much again for your service.
Thank you.
So your name is Darren?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I understand that this had a lot to do with you wanting to support the Vietnam vets. Is that correct?
Well, when I came back from being wounded, they supported me a lot, so it was the right thing to do to support them.
Absolutely. And it's kind of a long time coming for them, isn't it?
That's correct. 50 years.
Absolutely. You haven't won. So I just want to say thank you very much for your service and for kind of getting this idea and the ball rolling of having such a wonderful day for all of them and all of you as well.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
And thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Today, we are here to celebrate the American war vets from Vietnam. It's really a special honor. It's the 50th anniversary for Vietnam, and they have put together a really great program and just a really nice day to say thank you to everyone here that served.
Good job, crew. Well, that's all the time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. So, for our reporters Terry Stiles and Susan Bork, and editors Terry Stiles and Ashley Point, I am Bill Service, and you have a great, great week.